Today we're going to talk about playing the Helix Stadium XL in church, which I did. Twice. Big fan. It's no secret that the Line 6 Helix has been a staple in churches for years and years, and I think the Stadium XL is going to be no exception. Full disclosure, I didn't spend a ton of time with the original Helix, so going into this one, I decided I wanted it to be kind of fresh and see what I could do off of just my first impression. Not only was this extremely easy and user-friendly to get around, but it was really fun. My goal with any piece of equipment that I'm going to use for church is how easily and quickly can I set it up, and can it be mostly set it and forget it? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you some of the presets that I made for my Sunday morning services, talk about the guitars that I used for these, and show you some of my live streams so that you could see how I kind of used it in action. But for my first Sunday, I used this Sir Classic T, and I actually took one of the factory presets and switched out some of the components, and then saved it as my own. So I stole. I like this one because just off the rip, it was mad clean. It spoke to me. Anyway. The first thing I did was I went to my distortions and overdrives and I picked this Heir Apparent. So real simple, and I think what I just did was I started with just wanted something to boost it just a little bit. And then the next thing I did was I went to another one. Just to get a little bit of a different texture, just in case. Then I heard them both together. So then obviously, next thing I needed was a verb. I kept this plate reverb. It was set to large plate, but I just wanted it to be somewhere in between. So I just edited a couple of things and I moved it from here to there. My thought process was, I know I'm going to be playing second guitar or rhythm, and so I needed some things to kind of be a little bit spacey and some things to be just a little bit more textured here and there. So the next thing I did was I added a second reverb, which sounds like this. I left the two delays that were on there because I felt like they were just so fine by themselves. 1, 2, 3. All them tails on that thing. There was a chorus that was set on here and I just dialed a couple things back. When I use chorus stuff, I don't like it to be the biggest thing in the world, so I just pulled it back just to add a little bit of texture because I also added it with this poly pitch. But altogether, my set it and forget it mode is it was just perfect for what I needed. And so, I mean, there were some moments I could just So now that I showed you what I did with my preset, let me show you what it sounded like in context. This was so easy to set up for my Sir Classic T that I ended up making a very interesting decision to also bring my Ibanez Axe Design Labs RGD MS8, which is an 8-string guitar. So I used this exact same preset and then set up another one for a different moment that we had in the song. I'm gonna show you exactly what I did with both of those, and then I'll show you what it sounds like in service. The second weekend that I played this was a little bit different, because I had not only this Sir Classic T, but also my Ibanez RGD MS8. I know, 8 strings in church, not really common, but maybe they will be. Who knows? For this one, what I did was I just used the same preset at first, and I dialed back the mix on this plate reverb. About where it was. Took it down to here. The next thing I did was I set a different preset. This one's a little bit different. I've got a compressor on it. I have a boost. I got a gate, and then a dynamic bloom reverb, which is just a little bit of a moment. I started with my amp and my cabs. For my amp, I have the Rev 120 Purple, and for the cabs, I have the Cartographer Governor and the Greenback 30. Obviously, I need some other stuff, so I have my gate and my compressor. Next thing I needed was my boost, so I went with the Kinky Boost. To that, I needed a little bit of a reverb, so I got Dynamic Bloom, and then of course, a little bit of a chorus. Here's what that sounds like together. What I loved about this, which is not 100% unique to it, but for whatever reason for me, it just made sense and it was easy to navigate around, which was I saved this preset just like this, and then I got my stump, and then I went from this one, obviously, over to this. I didn't have to think a ton about, is it all gonna be set the right way? I remember exactly me saving it. There was no hiccups, there was no issues. Let me show you what this sounded like in context. And as a worship musician, it's important for me to be able to stay in the moment and less thinking about what things I have to click to next and what adjustments that I might have to make to my tone or to my board. And for the most part, I didn't really even have to look down. Again, my goal is very much to be set it and forget it. This absolutely helped me to accomplish that a lot faster than truthfully I thought it was going to. Just like its predecessor, the Helix Stadium is going to be a staple in church for a long time to come. There's many reasons as to why. And in the future, we're gonna have some more videos that kind of break down some of what it can do versus what the other one was able to. If you have any questions about the Helix Stadium XL, head over to sweetwater.com or reach out to your Sweetwater sales engineer.